Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope. So one of the big pieces of this show, Money in the Bank from Los Angeles, was not who won and lost the Money in the Bank matches, or obviously we've talked about the obvious big takeaway from this is that R-Truth is back in WWE. I want to do something here. I haven't given this a lot of time on the channel because we really haven't gotten to that point. I want to talk about Jacob Fatu because it's been percolating since he showed up a year ago in that shocking moment on SmackDown, his shocking arrival. This guy is a fucking megastar in the making because not only can he talk, not only is he exceptional in the ring, but this guy is marketable as hell. And he just oozes cool. And ever since he showed up, you knew that at some point he was just going to just burst out. And he had his moment. Yeah, obviously he had the championship win at WrestleMania. But this was the moment with him turning on Solo Sikoa was the moment we've all been waiting for. And now I think we're going to finally start to see now the ascension to the next level for Jacob Fatu. Like, this guy is going to potentially be main eventing WrestleManias very soon. I don't know how soon. Everybody's already talking about that idea of a Braun Breaker Jacob Fatu match, and holy fucking shit, that is going to be an all-timer because as Wade Barrett would say, the athleticism, the level of athlete that those two guys are for big dudes, because Braun Breaker's like 250, Jacob Fatu's almost 290, 300. Listen, we were all waiting for the moment for Jacob to break away from Solo. And obviously we're going to have the, feud of breaking off where Jacob's going to face off against Solo. And then, and also credit to Solo, man. Like Solo, really since the end of the Roman Reigns Ulafala, he has been fucking entertaining. And he made this moment just about as great as it could be. Like, the promo on SmackDown that really spawned a lot of this. The selling and just like, the way that whole moment came off in this match. It was a great part of this and a great bit of storytelling that played into, what was the outcome of this match, which, like I said, I think was the wrong decision. But some people thought Solo might win this match. And then, to see this play out the way that it did, obviously having, the bloodline face off with some guy in wrestling media called Seth's group, the Seth Riders. I laughed. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, Jacob Fatu is just a fucking star, man. You could see it the minute that he showed up that this guy's just built differently. Like he said, he's all gas, no brakes. He's not all gas, no brains, and don't say that. The guy's just fantastic on the microphone. Like, he's clearly connected with the audience. They keep chanting Fatu, Fatu. Whatever happens next is really going to be interesting to see and follow this guy and see what's going to actually happen with him now. Obviously, being the U.S. champion, obviously he's got to get Solo Sikoa out of the way. We've got to get through that piece of business. That's probably going to be a SummerSlam match. We'll see if they try to do that earlier, but I think we're going to, slow build that. He'll do stuff with Damian Priest. We'll see what else happens out of that. But then once he gets beyond that U.S. championship, man, like who's to say what's going to happen? Guy's a fucking star. They've clearly seen this. Like, even Cody, when he was cutting promos around SummerSlam last year, he recognized that Jacob was the guy, or like one of the future pieces of this company. Ever since this guy got put under contract, listen, I don't follow MLW, but I had heard murmurs about this guy for at least 2 years before he got to WWE. And I heard his name mentioned, and like, oh, it's another Uso, or it's another guy who really fits in this lineage of Samoan heritage within professional wrestling. And then I saw some of his stuff, and this guy is special. And that was when he was much bigger. He slimmed down, and you just see some of the stuff that he does in the ring is just unlike anything that you see from anybody in professional wrestling. So we knew that this moment was going to happen. We didn't know when, but then when you saw what happened on SmackDown with, Solo saying those fateful words, you knew that inevitably Jacob was going to break away. He cost Solo Money in the Bank. That's why Solo was in this match. And to me, I think that was a great piece of business. And it was a great way to get Jacob on the show, to give Jacob a big moment, to, have that, moment that's going to be remembered and stick with him, because it was really the turning point in his career, to where you look around and you're like, holy shit. When we look back on this in like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we're going to be like, that's the moment where Jacob Fatu ascended to the next level. We knew that this was there with this guy, but now we know that, this guy is like one of the future cornerstones of WWE. And I can't wait to see what's next for this guy, because, that's going to be remembered for a long time. And it was a great moment on a show, in a match that, kind of had, like I said, had the wrong ending. And then obviously, you have R-Truth at the end with, the iconic thing. But one reason I'm going to remember Money in the Bank 2025 is like, this was the star making and, next ascent for Jacob Fatu. And I can't wait to see what this guy does. So anyway, thanks so much to everybody who watches and subscribes to this channel. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.